What's up, guys? So it's Stephen Ronald Bell here. For guys who don't know me, crypto multi-millionaire now, I guess you would say. I used to sell drugs for a living when I was younger. I was in prison for a good period of time in Australia. I was living on lifestyle of the street life in Oz. Know plenty of things about that sort of a life, but now I'm essentially the equivalent of a YouTuber. Life has a sense of humor. It's very ironic. But a lot of what I do now is things that I always wanted to do, because when you're rich, you can do anything you want. But a lot of what I wanted to do was teach guys, because I myself didn't really have a lot of support in that regard growing up. Like, I didn't see a lot of things that were good. And I didn't have anyone really, mostly, that I could talk to, because my dad was sick. I couldn't come up to people and ask them for good information because I didn't know it. The internet was quite immature then. It was still quite new. It didn't have these YouTubes and things like that. I didn't really watch that stuff. I didn't know about it. I played professional Counter-Strike, but there was no money in it. I was in a small town. I grew up in a town of 200 people, went to 8 or 9 schools. And yeah, that's just the general story of it. It's very hard to get ahead when you're into such a life. You know, you have to come to a lot of realizations yourself. You don't have a good amount of information. So now I share a lot of the information in my free Telegram. And if you're not in there, like, you're fucking up. It's free. You know, I share a lot of wisdom in there and a lot of information, a lot of things that will better your life. If you listen to the voice messages, although there is a plenty of them, there's things that will change your life. You know, I was on there telling guys to buy Bitcoin at 15 to 18K. I was saying that we're in a super cycle now. I do believe that we still are. And yeah, ultimately I gave Toshi call. I gave it a public call. That's over at 10X still. You know, there's got a lot of calls on there that have done very well. I run a crypto group now, srbcrypto.com. I run TCM, which is the Complete Man. So it's a men's group for guys who want to learn essentially everything. You know, you come from not just masculinity, but around women. There's a lot of the pitfalls that I can teach you guys on here. I teach at much more of a deeper level. I have 15 minutes, and 15 minutes I'll do a live call with the members of TCM, and essentially just asks me anything, you know, what periods that they want to cover, they want to talk about, business ideas, things like that. And I cover it all for members in there, do that weekly. But yeah, what I'm going to cover today is the concept of where your energy goes into, you get more of. See, the observer effect is real. Essentially, when you observe the process, it changes the process. Again, I don't believe anything really exists until it's observed. It's just a very similar topic to I think everything that exists is for you in this world, but a lot of people don't know how to interact with it because they're too distracted. Like, everything that exists, this is your reality. But a lot of you don't really know how to interact with it and actually how to get the best out of it, because your belief system is broken, your logic tree is broken along the way with a lot of the information and education and things like that they gave you. They forgot that you can't see the God within yourself. I'm not saying that you're God and that you're all powerful and all this, but there is a piece of God inside you, and you don't know how to get it out of you. Like, you don't know how to actually push it out into the world. I push it out into the world through charitable causes, through many good things that I do that I don't really talk about because I don't need to. But how you can do it is, a lot of it, I'm trying to awaken the leader in every guy. You know, not just to be a leader that you're going to be, you know, leading the whole world or leading some massive community, but maybe you can lead your household. Like, maybe you realize the lion within, instead of the ways, the paths and things that they teach you, like programming through TV, programming through celebrity influencers and things. A lot of the stuff that they teach you is toxic. Like, it's stuff that if you follow, you won't live a good life. Like, you'll fuck your life up, and not only will you fuck your life up, you'll fuck your family up. Like, a lot of that stuff is real. You know, a lot of those ideas and things like that they push you, specifically if you're lower class, because you're not exposed to any high ideas. Like, you're not around higher class people, so you don't have any good information for most of you. That's why I'm on here, because I understand that there's a big monopoly of information going on. There was a monopoly of information going through the educational system, and now there's a monopoly of information going through, like, the podcast circuits and things like that. Because a lot of the people that they put in front of you are like controlled opposition, essentially, but they are living a life that you yourself shouldn't emulate, because it will fuck you up. A lot of non-monogamous concepts, and, you know, have kids out of wedlock, and it doesn't matter if, you know, you don't see them and all of this stuff, just as long as you have as many as you can and all these ideas. That's not going to last. That's not going to work. That's division based. Who's going to raise the kids? Who's going to teach your sons how to do shit? Who's going to teach your daughters? If the mother's trash, you know, and you're not there, someone is going to be programming your kid. Like, can't you see those sort of ideas? It's not going to be you. women and specifically children are programmed by the strongest man in their life for the most part. If that's not you, that you're not around, they're going to be taught in schools. A lot of the public schools, things that they teach them is not things that you yourself would want to follow. Even in private schools, it's much like that. My daughter goes to the best private school in Brisbane, which is Australia, and still some of the stuff that they're exposed to, I don't agree with. So that's the best school. That's about $20,000 or more, and she's only in very young school, and it's like $20,000 or $25,000 a year. Like if you can't, and that's just to go there, you know, and it costs more than that after. And obviously, when she goes to high school and things like that, it'll be much more expensive. But if you can't cover that, like you've got them in private school, public schools, or lesser schools, you're going to have them exposed to a lot of woke concepts and different ideas and things like that. You don't know who's around your kids. Some people shouldn't be around children, and if you don't vet the woman specifically before you have kids with them, they're going to be exposed to a lot of bad ideas and could be bad men and things like that. So you've got to be careful with those ideas. And I'm going to introduce you to a concept similar to manifestation, is that what you observe, but also what you focus on and what you bring into your life multiplies. See, the Tesla concept where he says if people could understand multiplication, that would be another wonder of the world. It's true. It's not 2 plus 2. It's multiplication is the biggest thing, and it continues to expand because, again, what you focus on expands. So if you're focused on specifically a lot of the causes and things that they teach you, see, most people are focused on politics, celebrity culture, music, like music that's negative, you know, not music, the classics and things like that are a little bit more positive, have more lyrics, and they're a little bit more like you have to think. They're more depth, and they've got more things to follow. A lot of people are focused on the new stuff, like the rap, the hip hop. People are concerned with like Drake and Kendrick Lamar and guys like that. Like they're not only are they bad role models, but a lot of the music and lyrics are designed to divide. Like they're designed to separate. They're not things that are going to make you live a good life. Like if you're copying and things like that. And you got to understand the spoken word. Spoken word is understood by your subconscious. What you focus on, you're going to get more of. So when you focus on those baby mama concepts and, you know, the rapper stuff, like everyone's a pillhead and everyone needs to do all of this stuff that's negative, and gang violence and all of that stuff, you're bringing it into your life. The spoken word is extremely powerful. Affirmations are very powerful, and if you're sitting there saying that sort of stuff, you're going to get more of chaos in your world. See, most people get chaos in their world because they're focused on that. You know, when you watch like what you watch on TV, you got to understand it's programming. You know, it's the part of it. And I'm going to give you guys all of the bad things, like all of the downside first, and then I'm going to give you guys things that you need to focus on instead. And I've got 10 minutes to do so. So what I'm going to do is the downsides. A lot of you need to turn the TV off. No more programming, no more Netflix, no more shit, no more stuff that you turn off that makes you feel bad. No more interactions with people unless it's for money. Like if you have to interact with people for work and things like that you don't quite agree with or like, that's part of the business, specifically as you're building your value. But as you get more and more things, you get more of a fuck you sort of a concept. Like you don't have to put up with people that you don't agree with. That's part of it. Like that's part of curating your reality and like actually building your world. And that's how momentum is built. Because you end up moving into like a vortex style where you're not dealing with shitheads as much anymore, and people that derail your energy and people that suck it out of you, and like, you know, people that are negative and they cause issues for you. That's part of like what the goal is of actually being free, is dealing with less and less shitheads. But yeah, a lot of it is the stuff that you watch on TV. You need to get rid of those things, those ideas that are toxic, those toxic concepts. Like don't watch and don't encourage a lot of like Hoodville ideas. See, I like the meme page Hoodville. I think it's funny. I think it's this, but I understand that a lot of that concepts is very negative. Like if you're absorbing a lot of the shit on there, even those concepts of like future ideas, like cheat on her and she's a baby mama and don't take women serious, they're all going to fuck you over. Of course they're going to fuck you over because those people are only dealing with whores. Like they're just dealing with clout chasing whores. Like a lot of the influencers now that are trad, allegedly, conservative influencers, they're only dealing with whores. Like, and then they'll turn around and be like, can you believe this whore did something that whores do? Of course I can, because that's not a surprise for me. Like if you get fucked over by a sugar baby, an escort, a prostitute, or like, you know, I don't know, a girl who's like an OnlyFans models, other girls who have lots of clout and then only like to hang off guys who have clout, and then ultimately they can promote their OnlyFans and all of these things. If you get fucked over by people like that, like you can't be very surprised. A lot of people lack self-awareness completely. They think that girls like that aren't attracted to money and things like that. Like they're yet to discover that they're not all that. Like a lot of women, as much as they're using them, then life is a mirror. See, you're getting back what you're giving. You're using women, and as such, they're using you. And then you're like, holy shit, I didn't know that. For some reason, like you lack that sort of an awareness. Like a lot of it, again, you are what you get. If you're treating people like shit and essentially extracting from them, just know that they're also extracting from you. That it's not just not clear yet what their actual goal is. But women are very good at that. Like women can be, not all of them, but many can be. Specifically if they have already determined that you're fucking them over in some way, or like only using their body and stuff like that. Like you're not all that. Women still have a strategy that the things that they want. And if you're not going to meet it, they'll try and meet it another way by essentially fucking you over. You're fucking them over, but they will fuck you over as well. And that's the sort of concepts, you know, life itself is a mirror. Like you think that you're going to get something that you don't qualify for, or that you're deceiving through. You can't cheat the universe. See, the universe rewards you as you are. It doesn't reward you as you pretend to be, as you think you are, as you want the world to know you as. You want the world to know you're a philanthropist, but the world continually slaps you in the face because you're not. Like that's a big part of it. And that's the thing, you can be rich, and it doesn't necessarily mean that you know everything. Like the Elon Musks of the world and things like that. Just because he's rich, it doesn't mean that he knows everything. Specifically, I can see that his guidance of women and shit is terrible, as you would expect, because he's borderline autistic. But a lot of the ideas he's pushed as a conservative, he's not conservative, just telling you to have a heap of kids to random women and all of this stuff, and that's crazy stuff. Like that won't have a good end. One of his kids is the trans, and that's neither here nor there. It is, but you will know them by their fruit. Good tree cannot produce bad fruit, and a bad tree cannot produce good fruit. That's genuinely a true thing. It comes through. That you can't get away from it. God sees all. The universe itself sees everything. There's no bullshitting. What you get is who you are into the world. And understand those concepts again. What you focus on multiplies and magnifies, and you get much more of it. As such, I believe not watching a lot of drama, not watching a lot of cheating Hoodville ideas and all of these sort of concepts, not watching a lot of porn and all of this stuff, because again, distractions. And again, a lot of it's you're giving your energy away into things that they themselves won't come back to you. Like nothing that you're giving your attention to when you do those sort of things is going to come back to you. You're supporting like podcasters and stuff that are just entertainers, but you think that they're educators, but they're not. They're only put into those positions and powerful and rich and famous and things like that because they're entertaining you, but also pushing a lot of bad shit into you, like a lot of bad software. Yeah, we all have the same hardware, but if your software and things that you believe, like your belief system is garbage for most of you, a lot of your belief systems are fucking horrible. Like your belief system is complete trash. You claim to be trad and like the ideas of Christianity, or like, you know, like guys can like the idea of being Muslims and things like that, and then just turn around and be like, I'm a bad Christian or I'm a bad Muslim, as though that's fine. That's fine. Like you're not that, you're a hypocrite. Like that's all it is. You fucking think of a smart way to say it, but you're actually just a hypocrite. That's all it is. You live by a framework and judge others by a framework that you yourself can't even fucking live in. Like how is that anything? Like that's nothing. That's just, you're just a professional bullshitter. And as such, I treat people like that. I think that they're like lower than people who don't believe in things, because you can't follow your own rule book. Like you believe in this and push it on others and judge others and harshly and things like that. But you yourself fuck up much the same, if not worse. It's actually worse because you claim to be of a thing that has a framework. That's the thing, and people think that that's completely fine. It's not. Those sort of shit. Like it's not. Understand consumerism is trash. You know, I have all of this gold and I have these chains and watches and shit like that because I was born of the low class. Like understand their low class concepts. I wear it because gold, I can justify it as though it's an investment. I mean, this chain's worth multiples more than when I bought it. The gold itself is up a lot. I got it near spot price. But still, it's there, all shackles. Like if I didn't buy all of this crap, I would have been much richer than I am now. I'm already rich, so I can, of course, buy much more of it. But those things could have been better spent in better investments. And that's gold. A lot of you spending it on cars and shit like that aren't going to generate any sort of a return. I understand the concept that I didn't buy my first Porsche till I already had $1 million. I didn't buy a Porsche Boxster was my first nice car, a Boxster, and I didn't buy it till I could already buy it 7 or 8 times for cash. That's it. Like understand those sort of ideas and people pushing you towards consumerism, because consumerism is, again, if I can make you value something external to yourself, I can control you. I can't control you from inside. I can only control you through faiths and things like that, which is a large part of what happens, to actually control you on the internal, because I can target shame and fear and all these things. But the easiest way to control someone is the external validation. If you don't feel like a man until you have all of this other stuff, you're going to struggle. Like, you're going to have a really hard time actually getting anywhere. Because those same things, like you're buying nice cars, you can buy a nice car and finance and all of these things that you could have spent better in a business, you could have invested better in yourself. Instead, you're investing in all of these things to impress others and feel like you're worth shit. But you don't spend that on yourself because it's going to take a lot of self-investment and business equity to actually get ahead in life. So the more you're focused on the external, and the more I can tell you that if you had a Lamborghini or a Ferrari or a BMW or a Mercedes, that life would be completely different. Then you can, I can control you with those objects, because you're going to get finance, or you're going to debt up, or you're going to essentially sell your soul for such items. Like, you have to deal with me for that sort of stuff. Like, you have to interact with me if I control a large amount of that thing, that sort of sphere. You know, influencers is, again, they're influencing you. Understand that's their job. They're an influencer. If I can pay an influencer to promote an idea, and also I leech off their social credit and their trust and their social proof, and then they're essentially saying whatever the fuck I want them to say. Like, Kanye West is still an influencer now. He has a boss, just a boss with more money. He's just paid more from a boss than someone who's like a lower level influencer who's spreading the similar ideas. They just have a bigger price tag, but essentially it's still the same boss. It's the Soroses of the world, all of those sort of top figureheads that have their own idea, the social scientists, and they're building this society that we're in. They're building it by like using people, and building it by creating a consciousness in people, like a new form of it. Then they are able to push it on scale, because a lot of the stuff people are seeing it on TV, like they're seeing it and then it becomes their reality. The algorithm is essentially hostile. It's controlled. That's just the way it is. It's pushing a lot of different ideas to you, and it's actually always learning you and learning people and learning what works on them the best, what they watch the most. So those sort of ideas. But yeah, so those ideas are, again, you have to control your own time. You know, control where your attention goes, understand what you focus on, you're going to get more of. A lot of sports and athleticism and all of that, that's entertainment, that's fine. You can watch that from time to time, but don't send too much energy into it. Don't get carried away. Don't fucking send all your emotional energy away to a football game and then your wife or your girlfriend gets none of that. Some of you, because it's safe. See, it's safe to watch a game and feel all these emotions and all this shit, because it's just to pretend, and you know that. But then you, in your own life, a lot of you are like dead people running around, because your passion is destroyed because you're afraid. See, a lot of the shit that the conservative influencers, red pills, all of those guys, they're pushing fear into you a lot. That you have to be careful, scared, everything's a war, everyone's after you. You got to be careful with women, because they're all going to fuck you over. And then they're fucking like OnlyFans whores or like prostitutes. And then they're like, I can't believe this whore fucked me over. You better be careful, because this whore could fuck you over, as though you're fucking whores. Like that, is that the fucking goal of this world? Like, is that all it's divided down to? Men fucking actual whores, and then they're the ones that you're getting advice from? Guys who pay for sex, essentially. That's it. Like, as though every girl running around is a prostitute. Because that's all that they can get. Like, that's all it's for. Because when you're closed off internally, you're only going to deal with someone who's closed off internally and externally as well. Because it's a mirror. You using them, they're using you. You're using it as a guise of safety. She'll get clout, she'll get money. And then she thinks, I just get clout and money, so if I fuck this person over, so be it. He doesn't love me anyway. He's incapable of love. He's living like a fucking retard. Like that's just all bullshit. All of those sort of concepts, they're not going to work. When you have kids, you're not going to be able to love them. You're not going to be able to really appreciate them as they are. You're not going to be able to grow humans into actually like fully functioning adults who have full emotional, like the full emotional spectrum, like the spectrum of emotion. They won't have all of them, because you're too fucked up yourself, too closed off, too guarded, too like careful. Everything's a war, everything's this. That's all divide and conquer bullshit. That's why they're pushing it to you. Life is beautiful, and there's a lot of things on the outside, but a lot of that shit, if you can't get rid of your attention, like if you can't take back control of your attention, then you're going to fucking struggle in this life, because there's going to be much more of it. Eventually VR and things will come into the future, and then it'll be harder to control where your attention goes, because it will be more like sucking, like it'll be more thrilling and more exciting and things like that. Like, you can't see that a lot of the shit happening now is fucking crazy. Like, a lot of it's very, like, the dopamine flood and excitement is huge. All of it's very controversial, dramatic, all of this crap. And it's very hood, like it's very ghetto, a lot of this shit. And again, we're being mocked by the elites and the high class who live much the opposite of how we live. I understand the mockery is getting insane. it will continue. But you yourself can withdraw from that. And that's how I'm going to show you guys in the next video. I've got to do a live stream, but in the next video, I'll tell you guys how to extract, like how to withdraw from it, how to actually generate it to like energy, how to take energy. And a lot of it's found eliminating the fake and getting out into the real world, into nature. It's found in people, and actually finding people who are like amplifiers and magnifiers and who actually generate you, instead of finding people and ideas and causes that extract from you. All right, lads, so stay tuned for number 2.